Bill's Beef and Beer. You
Dude.
hear me?
Yeah, dude, what's up?
I gotta go get my headphones.
Dude, I thought that's what you were fucking doing.
I know, but I didn't, man. I gotta go in my studio.
You got sidetracked.
You know what I'm talking about?
The bathroom?
Are you in your studio?
My studio? I got no place to go.
My studio is the porta potty on the construction site.
Is that it?
If you're getting some kind of a plastic echo.
Yeah. Someone tips you over.
Right. I'm surprised those things even exist.
They prop up like a board at the fucking door so you can't get out.
I don't understand why you don't figure out something better, and if you're there for a while, like sitting there maybe, some people are fortunate enough to get to do that. There's like a list of things that the place rents too, you know what I mean? Like hand washers, truck trailers with real running water, sinks.
Yeah.
And then one of the things on the list is porta potties with air conditioners.
Wow.
I've never seen one of those.
Probably down here where I live, they got them.
I'm thinking you might just take a longer lunch break if you had that thing.
You go in there to cool off.
Time. You're waiting to use the porta potty because it's air conditioned. Remember when we went to Bardwell and they put a water fountain that had cold water and it was like a holiday. They were taking turns, like, which classes got to use it in order, and everyone was lining up, like, we're gonna get to try the water fountain.
Yeah, we were high end back then. It was like everything was. And
they gave you, like, 2 little slurps. Next, slurp, next. It was like Nazi water fountain controllers. It's like fucked up. You barely got enough. Got your tongue unstuck.
Yeah.
And they are pushing you off that bitch for the next kid. You're like, hurry up. This is a petri dish. We're trying to get all you kids sick. Next one, next one, next one. Right in the fountain. I got a great idea. Let's let all the kids drink off the same fountain.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. We'll see which one's a stronger immune system. Then they tally it up. Oh, this kid didn't show up. This kid showed up sick. Either his parents are dysfunctional or he's a tough one. I wonder if they evaluated us like that at that point.
Now they just put all the water in plastic bottles and hand it out.
Right.
It's a much better system now.
Right, you could have a glass of water in class. What's up with that?
Yeah, they don't even care now.
Some shit.
It's like, if you got some gum, you can have it if you have enough for everybody.
So then you bring enough for everybody, and they still don't want to have it.
You got big old pockets full of gum. Turns out I got enough for everybody.
That's what I did. Well, I saw the other kids get in trouble for that. So then I'm like, watch this.
Yeah.
Wonder, it was an experiment.
It's a social experiment.
If she'd really let us have gum.
Yeah.
Instead of asking, you're going to go ahead and chew it real big, blow a big bubble.
Blow a big bubble in class.
She's like,
and then pop it.
Gum is if everyone gets gum.
You ever see these things where, like, animals, like, are friends with other animals?
Hold on a second. This is great. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello? Okay.
Hello.
Let me get out the room. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
I'm watching this show where a camel's friends with a donkey. It's like... The camel looks like all annoyed, though. The donkey looks happy, but the camel's like, get the fuck away from me.
Camels' lives matter.
Yeah, camels are like... And plus, it's like a camel in the Midwest. It's like, he's like, where's the fucking sand? Where's the desert?
Here's what they have to understand, okay? With this Black Lives Matter thing. First of all, they got to kick him back. And they have got to figure there's one thing that's going to happen. The government doesn't care about you no matter what color you are.
Yeah.
So you can keep saying Black Lives Matter, and they're not going to care what color you are. If you're not on their team, in their loop, playing their game, then you're not a part of them, and they don't care about you.
There's only one color that matters in this country.
Green.
That's it. As long as you got that, nobody gives a shit what color you are.
Black people need to understand that white people do care about them. It's just those white people don't.
Yeah, yeah.
The rest of us, we feel for you, bro. We've been burned too. It's not like we're not getting burned too. We're quiet about it because it's been longer, and we just are fed up, and we can't even.
We've given up.
Yeah, we've given up on that shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they're just gonna spin it on you and blame it. For all you know, they're
Trust
starting.
me, if you're a black dude and you get busted and you're getting ready to go to jail, but you're rich, you got a fucking lawyer, you got everything everybody's got. Trust me, it's all the same for everybody. I'm poor, I'm gonna get the same bad treatment in court that anybody gets with a bad fucking public lawyer. It's not gonna matter.
That's what it is.
It's all about the money. That's all anybody cares about.
A public attorney, you might as well just go to jail because
just plead guilty.
You have a better chance of studying and representing yourself than using one of them.
Yeah,
it's guaranteed you're going to jail. It's because they don't have to worry about like advertising and building a reputation that someone's going to hire them. They're just appointed. It's like, fuck. There's no record being kept.
There probably is.
So many wins, so many losses. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, cops treat us bad too. Trust me. Fucking brutalizing us. It's been the same. It's just the same.
Well, they've had an immunity is what it is. They've been immune to if you resist, which is their call, so basically 100% of the time you have a chance that they could treat you wrong. There's nothing you could do about it. Because the very people you would call to say, hey, I want to report a crime, is them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not working.
It's all the same. It's
better off not saying anything because imagine if you tried turning one in, a police officer, your life would just even get worse from there.
Anytime you're giving one group an advantage over another, that's racist. It don't matter who it is. It's not fair that whites get an advantage, and it's just as not fair if blacks get one. It's the same damn thing. There should be no advantages. I mean, trust me, I'm struggling.
They're trying to keep people divided because if we're fighting each other, we'll leave them alone. It's when we all get together is when they're in trouble because then the fight's going to turn toward, being treated wrong. And that's, if you think about this, go all the way back to the beginning. What is the issue here? It's police brutality.
Yeah.
It's not black or white. It's not Asian or Mexican or Afghanistan or whatever. It's police brutality. And
in general,
the police are beating people up from every race. Black police, Chinese police, white police, Mexican police. They're all beating us up.
The system is bad. And there used to be this thing here where we did this intense interrogation technique and people were given like false confessions and shit.
Right.
Well, in England, like 10 years before America, they made those interrogations illegal. It was because they found out they didn't work. They were given false confessions, and in England, they banned that shit. 10 years before we did. So, trust me, our policing methods here are, it don't matter who you are, they're wrong, they need to be updated. It's just, it's something that is wrong. They're right about that. They're definitely right that the police situation, it's turned into a police state. Right. So I agree with them 100%.
Thing called pre-court service, and this is prior to you even being found guilty. So say they continue your case or whatever, you got to keep going to these pre-court services and doing drug tests, and you haven't even been convicted of anything.
Yeah, that's wrong.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
And guess what? The judges own these pre-court services. Turns out.
Yeah.
That's a crock of shit. What's happening?
They need to revamp the whole system. I'm not saying you defund the police because that's wrong, but I'm just saying what the cops are doing in general is wrong. And it should have nothing to do with giving advantages to other people. We need to just change the whole system of policing.
Well, the bottom line
and
is
the techniques, all that shit needs to be refixed.
It's pretty simple. Here's the bottom line. They shouldn't kick your ass for no reason. That's it.
Yeah, or throw you down.
I mean, if you're being arrested, arrest the guy and put him in the squad car. If he's a little resistant, that may be your call. I mean, you're pushing him and he hasn't moved quite quick enough or whatever.
Right.
So you slam the guy. That's the problem right there.
They're not doing that in England.
There's way too many cases where people get slammed down just for like, what am I being arrested for? Slam. Like, you'll find out later. I mean, where it should be, there are cases where dudes are getting frisky. That's different. But most of these cops are at the point where if you don't walk, when they say walk, you're getting your ass kicked.
Yeah.
Much tough. And you don't even know what's going on.
You might not have even done anything wrong, or you might even don't even know why this is happening.
Yeah, and you can't even, and they're like, well, I'll tell you later. It's like, what the fuck's that all about? That's not how it works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, cops, they've been giving them too much leeway about what resisting is.
Right. Well, plus, they're giving too much leeway on the whole scene, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of, your future's at fate of what attitude this guy has right now. And you don't know what that is. And they're allowed to even drink. I can't see that being cool. A drunk cop handling the situation.
Yeah.
It's all stressful. I can see that curving the wrong way all the time. Maybe that's these rough and tough cops are buzzed.
Yeah.
They need to make it where they can't drink at all, not on duty. That's one thing.
Or immediately, like when there's a situation of a cop arresting you, that cop should have to take a fucking breathalyzer and a drug test too.
Right.
Let's make it fair.
Where's the anger management for these cops? Because they're always pushing anger management on everybody, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Right? We noticed that you didn't pick up your newspapers for a week. That'll be 8 months of anger management.
Or you know what they need? You know, like air traffic controllers, you can only work so many hours or so many days in a row. I mean, cops should have to be off for like 1 week every month. Just to like reset their fucking attitude.
Nothing is right if people don't pay attention to it. As long as their favorite show is on every week. On
their favorite TV show.
Like, there's a lot of things that are stupid. Like, why not put a doctor in the ambulance, right? Why rush in there, pick them up, and bring them to the hospital? There's so much wasted time there. He's a paramedic. He almost knows how to save you, but not quite. And then it's like the doctor's so lazy. He's like, yeah, you know, I'm not going to fix that guy unless you bring him here real quick. Maybe I'll peek at him. Oh, fuck. Otherwise, forget it. I'll talk to you on the phone what I think you should be doing while you're getting him, but and then they bring him in. Then they make you wait an hour and a half because they already got someone with a sliver in their finger ahead of you. And doctors, how much do they really work? Think about it. I wait 5 hours to see him. What does he see? 2 people a day? I mean, fucking 10-hour day. You only see 2 people at that rate.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I have no stats on that.
They're getting a little too much credit, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know, Think how many people might have lived if the doctor was in the ambulance, but they just quite didn't make it. Then they come in, he didn't make it. Fuck. He was
If he'd
just
have been
too
here
far
2
away.
minutes earlier, he would have made it.
Too far from the hospital.
Yeah,
That's his lesson learned. Move by the hospital.
right.
That's about how they look at it. You could get rid of the whole emergency room thing altogether. You wouldn't need it because the ambulance would have a doctor in it.
They need to have robots that arrest people. Then there's no dispute. There's no race issue. There's no... The robot just does what it does every time the same way.
I'll bet 3/4 of the people would live that died.
Yeah.
The doctor was. Instead, we send 5 people that almost are doctors and can fix it, but can't. They might even know how, but they're not allowed to.
The robots don't care what color you are.
We're only allowed to drive up here and get you. Make sure you copacetic.
Or maybe like a net, you put a big old net on the guy. You don't have to strangle him, you just fucking throw a net on him. Get up from this net.
Paramedic. You wonder if, is it something I did, every time? Maybe I should have, I don't know, you're like, having a brain fart. It's not the kind of job you have a brain fart.
You let out a big fart.
You're doing the wrong thing to him because you're you're thinking about your own life, something that's going wrong.
Yeah.
You're gonna, shock him with that thing. Oh yeah, that's right.
Get the shocking thing out.
It's his lungs that weren't working. His heart's fine.
He shocks himself a couple times first.
Shocks his lungs. Get him going.
He's like, dude, why are you shocking me? I just hurt my foot.
Imagine if they're you're in the ambulance and because they have cell phones now, they tell you, you might be wanting to make a phone call on the way. Oh, you're coherent, but if I was going to roll the dice right now, cat's eyes. You're not making it, bro. So I would start calling.
It seems like there should be an app on a cop's phone, when he's fucking doing something wrong, it fucking catches it. It's it tells him, this cop is fucking doing something wrong.
This policeman's not going to get, even if this was real, which is probably staged just to get everyone pissed off would be my guess. This guy's not getting convicted. Because no cops get convicted for this. Because when you resist arrest, even if you didn't resist arrest and they say you did, it gives them immunity to do whatever the fuck they want.
Well, even if you look at the laws in just the rawest form of the way the laws are written, what that cop did to that dude was not murder, it was manslaughter. It's
right.
So to charge a guy with murder for a case that's clearly a manslaughter case, it's and if you want to change things, rewrite the laws. But if you look at the way the laws are written and you look at that video, what he committed was manslaughter. He's probably guilty of that, but he's not guilty of more than that. I'm not saying it's right. It has nothing to do with right or wrong. It has to do with the way the laws are written. When you kill somebody in a non-premeditated fashion, in a way where you weren't sure he was going to die, but he died, that's manslaughter. It's ridiculous. It's like these people want to make up their own fucking laws that don't even fit the crime.
I know. He's not going to get found guilty.
He's going to get found guilty of manslaughter. You watch. That's the only crime he committed.
He won't.
No, he will. Imagine, that's the only thing that he did as far as the laws go in my book.
He'll be the first cop to get convicted of that.
Yeah. Well, no, there's been other cops of that convicted of that. But they're more blatant. It's like the guy was running away and you shot him in the back. Now that's murder.
It depends.
But maybe if he was going to hurt other people and you were stopping him from hurting other people.
What he was running from and what he did before that.
Yeah, what's if he was killing, what's if he killed 10 people and he's running away and you shoot him in the back? I mean, it's all about the situation.
Apparently, remember the Brown case? Is that the one that started this whole thing originally? That guy was running, but he apparently robbed a liquor store, strong arm robbed a store before that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they caught up to him, and he took off running, and he shot him. I'm saying apparently because I wasn't there, so I can't say for sure.
Yeah, who
But
knows?
if that was the case, if they indeed knew that was him, and he was running, and he just committed 2 armed robberies, then you're going to get shot in the back. And if you watch the Christmas, or is it, It's a Wonderful Life?
Yeah, we
He
talked
punches
about
the
this.
cop,
Yeah.
and he runs, and the cop shoots at him on Christmas Eve. So this
Yeah.
is nothing new. Like, we've known this. They shoot at you on Christmas Eve even.
Just for punching
There's
him.
no sliders for Christmas Eve.
I don't know. Clarence, what are you crazy, Clarence?
Mary, it's me, Mary.
Mary.
I'd be like,
Mary.
nobody knows me anymore. I'd be like, excellent.
Yeah, you got a whole new life. It's like starting
All those
over.
Bastards. I didn't like any of you bastards anyway.
Imagine if they had Facebook back then and shit. It'd be all different.
He acts like he could read people's minds and shit then after that. 'Cause he
It's
knows
like,
that.
you know how his life is like disappears when he like he goes to his Facebook page and it's gone. he's like, he goes, where's my face fucking book page? Clarence, what did you do? His fucking TikTok got fucking reset. It's like, it's the modern It's a Wonderful Life.
Instead of him being...
His Instagram is fucking erased.
He works for, Enron. Right?
His whole
He worked
fucking
for
life.
Enron instead of being a banker. And everything's...
His cell phone service is cut off.
He crashes into a tree with a BMW.
Fucking airbag hits him.
He goes to jump off the bridge, and Pauly Shore's like, dude, hold on, man.
Don't jump.
He's the angel, Pauly Shore.
Dude, they should make a new version of that movie.
Yeah, they should.
It would be funny as hell. Oh man, that would be the way to do it.
We should redo a
Dude,
lot
where's
of
my Facebook page? Clarence, what did you do?
our face. Right?
Fucking weird.
Except this time, when they cut the guy up in the shower, it'll be a cordless Makita battery-powered chainsaw.
Oh god, Psycho you're talking about?
No, Scarface.
Oh god, Scarface.
I told you, tell him you work in sanitation, not a sanitarian.
Sanitation.
He's like, I got no family. Everybody's dead. Everybody's dead. And he had a sister, and his mom lived right there.
His sister, man. That's what
when you should've
his sister
known.
is what was his downfall in that movie.
Hmm?
If you look at the whole movie,
Right?
it was the sister that was the fucking downfall.
Well, part of it.
Pretty
just
much.
Is what happened real
Yeah.
fast.
He couldn't handle anybody touching his sister.
He forgot the whole thing he forgot when they hung the dude from the helicopter, and he says, "Don't ever fuck me, Tony." He should have paid attention to that part.
His sister was on TikTok and he got all upset. What's funny is everybody forgot about the virus now. Every time there's a new thing that happens, it's like we forget about the last thing. I mean, we have an attention span in this country of like 10 minutes.
Virus was so bogus, dude.
Dude, so many people are getting it now. It's crazy.
They stole so much
Millions.
money off the top of our taxes. It's gonna pinch. It's gonna be bad, dude.
Millions of people are gonna die.
Right.
You probably gave our dad the coronavirus when you were there.
Nah. Think?
Could have. Did you wear a mask?
No.
You should have worn a mask while you were there.
Yeah.
Dude.
What's up?
Dude, did you get a call?
No, my phone just, I don't know if my beard dialing shit.
That's what you're doing. You're fucking beard. I'm beard dialing. Dude, did you just beard dial me?
Did you beard dial me? No, I butt dialed you because you're an asshole.
I beard dialed you. Hold on. Let me figure out how to put my microphone down. Hold on.
Hey, I'm surprised they haven't made us shave our beards off because they had the coronavirus in your beard.
Wow, it probably does. Do you have a beard?
You got that beard.
Okay, hold on. I got a new song. You ready? I'll try to play it, alright? Listen, tell me if you can hear it. Alright, hold on. Alright, ready? Can you hear this?
Yeah. What is that song?
That's The Who, it's like Blue Eyes. You ever hear that song? It's
right.
like, no one
knows what it's like.
That's the Nine Inch Nails version. The 9 Inch Nails. Yeah, that's a good tune, isn't it?
Behind brown eyes.
That's that little blue guitar, dude. You know that little blue guitar?
Yeah, you still have that?
Yeah, it's my only acoustic I got that works. So, it sounds pretty good, don't it?
That's a Dean, isn't it?
Yeah, for that little tiny guitar.
That's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah. I'm fucking play the guitar.
You should rewrite it.
Rewrite it? No.
I think so.
9 Inch Nails already did it too good.
You think so?
You don't like their version of it?
I guess.
Yeah, it's better than the Who's version.
It's like, I can't think of nothing to sing. Let's think of what we could redo. I would redo, let me think. I already thought about it. Make it a heavy metal tune. Mary Had a Little Lamb. I think Green Jello did that. There's a band called Green Jello. Mary had a little lamb. Everyone went, and she must have to go.
Wow.
Do all the nursery rhymes.
All the nursery rhymes and heavy metal. Heavy metal nursery rhymes. That probably would sell, dude. That's legit.
Right. He yelped and he bumped. And he blew their house.
They got this little, you know the Roomba?
The big bad wolf is the police.
I'm watching this thing on TV. You know how there's a Roomba?
You mean the little robotic vacuum?
Yeah.
Roomba? Right. You have to empty it and you find your bag of weed. It found your weed.
Well, they got one now. I'm watching one on TV that's ultraviolet light. It goes around your house and fucking ultraviolet lights everything.
I told you, I think of all this shit ahead of time.
You should see how cool it is. It's like a little robotic ultraviolet light machine. Kills all the germs.
I say we have a president of the world. You know how they have Miss USA and then Miss Universe?
Yeah.
It's Mr. Universe, but he's the ruler of the world.
Huh. It's Mr. or Mrs. Universe. Or Miss. It could be a girl.
It probably should be a dude, because there's going to be some shit going on real quick.
It should be a girl. Dude, this dude's got it. A handheld UV light thing, just like we said.
I told you, bro. I'm ahead of shit. I thought of that.
Dude. Yeah, this thing's cool.
I'm talking about it.
Damn. Of course it's an Oriental dude who discovered it.
I've been in germaphobe for years. I know everything about those little bastards. Did you know the flesh-eating... Okay, I don't know how to pronounce the names, even if I'm looking at it. But the flesh-eating bacteria, okay, it could morph from a bacteria that's in your house right now. So today, that bacteria that you just licked off the counter, by tomorrow, could possibly be that bacteria. It can change. And I think it's probably because
No, I don't think it can change. What happens is...
Yes, it can.
Here's what it does. Like, these bacterias are on you already. Like, you eat them or they go in your digestive system and your body can kill them. But if you put it in an open wound, it fucking takes off and eats you. So, you gotta... It's the same germ. It's just that you didn't... If you ate it, it'd be fine.
It's a different bacteria, though. It's like the... whatever the fuck
I don't
name.
know. I'm not a germ expert.
I looked it up.
You looked it up? You look it up on the internet?
Well, I was curious as to how quick you die once you get it. Because I was like, how long did Jim Henson have from the time he skinned his knee?
Is that what happened to him?
He skinned his knee, fell off his bike, skinned his knee on the sidewalk,
right.
Fucking died.
The same bacteria goes into your wound and then it kills you.
In New York, this chick cut her leg shaving. It got red and sore. She went to the emergency room and 2 days later was dead.
Wow.
So there's no time to... You have no time to eat.
You just got to chop that limb off right when it hits you.
By the time they realize what it is, you're dead.
They need to chop it off.
People think flesh-eating disease, it's like this ongoing, long-suffering thing where it chews you away. No. It's like 2 days later, he was here 1 minute, gone the next. You only had 2 more mornings of coffee left, and it was over.
Damn.
You didn't even have time to think about it.
I heard this weird thing the other day. Listen to this, how crazy this is. I guess, you know, when you smoke weed, there's chemicals in there that get you buzzed and whatever. That's what I hear anywhere. I'm not sure. That's what I hear the rumor is.
And they make you hungry.
Well, there's receptors in your brain that are like, over time, have developed to accept those chemicals really easily, right?
Uh-huh.
So these scientists, they're thinking that over time we evolved around things like weed and psilocybin or whatever it is, psilocybin, like that we evolved to smoke weed, you know, it's part of our evolution, and that our brains are receptive to that because over time our brains evolved to accept it easy. So
I believe it because my grandson, he's just turning 1. When he sees a phone, his index finger goes bing, and he starts pointing toward.
Well, that's more of like a social evolution, like a meme or something, where you like
something made him.
Yeah, that's a social. I'm talking about like a chemical evolution. That's a real thing, yeah. And they're letting psychiatrists.
Those autonomous cars they're already getting on the road.
Huh.
Like the Uber cars. I'm saying Uber. It might not be Uber, but like that, you know.
Yeah.
They're already starting that shit.
So you could call an autonomous vehicle to pick you up?
Right. So we need to invent the ejector seat right now. So once everyone's taking it, that's going to be the next problem. Getting people out.
Nobody wants to leave.
You're going to have to dub this part out. It'll be the next thing.
It starts taking you to the wrong place and shit, and you got no one to tell. It like takes you to New York or something. You only wanted to go to the grocery store.
If you start fucking around, it takes you right to the cop shop.
It doesn't. It fucks up. It takes you to the wrong place.
If you like start punching the window because you're pissed or something at your girlfriend, it takes you right to the police station.
Huh.
That's what it does. You think you're going to work and there's a warrant out for your arrest, it takes you to the cop shop, locks the doors.
Through facial recognition.
Drives you right there. Right? It's going to be like that. Real quick. You talk about control. Any criminals will have to have 10 speeds. Because they won't be able to use the car.
It's getting tough to be a criminal nowadays.
Well, there's going to be the essential workers that get in these cars and go to work. Of course, they had to keep those people around. And then the rest of these deadbeats in America, they're just going to starve to death real quick.
Yeah.
And they're going to blame it on alcohol and laziness.
Huh.
They're going to say, we gave you $1,500, and what do? You didn't pay rent. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. You bought alcohol. It's your own fault. They keep the liquor stores the only thing open. I bet they sold the shit out of liquor, man, since this happened.
Oh, yeah.
It's more of the demons.
Dude, I can't even think the last time I had a drink. It's been a long time.
I have them now and then, but it matters who you're around. If you're around party people, you have drinks. If you're not, you're not. Same thing. You know, bank robbers hang around bank robbers. You don't just go around someone and say, hey, want to rob a bank? If they never have, like, we're going to do it. That's a certain group of people.
Well, there's something in your brain called oxytocin.
Yeah.
And when you, like, belong to a group of people, it, like, increases your amount of oxytocin in your brain so that you fit in and want to be part of the group. It's like something that happens automatically. So even if you don't believe what the group says, that release of oxytocin makes you want to join the group. And
why? Because you're lonely?
Well, no, because this is what kept humans in the past together in groups. Otherwise, we would have been like nomad animals, you know what I'm saying? But we've had this drive to be in a group, and it's driven by this chemical in your brain. And that gets...
I believe it, because if you ever travel across this country, there's tons of wide open space that we don't use, and we all group in one little spot.
Yeah. And you may not even believe what the group says, but because you're surrounded by it, you have to fit in, and that chemical reinforces that belief in you automatically.
I guarantee I don't believe what they're saying.
Yeah, so you don't... Right. So you have to fight that. You have to fight that in your own thinking.
We don't even need school. What we need to do is just tell people this. Whatever you think's right, that's what it is. Okay? You get an A in this class. Because I'm going to tell you, and you're not going to meet me with defiance anyway. So we might as well just go with that, and we'll just be safe. And if you fucking perish because of your stupidity, it's your own fault. You should listen to me. When I said, don't put a fork in the outback.
In the toaster.
Don't stick your tongue to the flagpole.
You're trying to fish that, like, piece of toast out of the toaster.
It's a test. Like a monkey.
Fucking kills you.
A monkey. I saw this show where this guy, he made a hole in the side of this real soft limestone, and he put some raisins and shit in there, and the monkey put his hand and grabbed it. And he wouldn't let go of those raisins.
Yeah.
And he was stuck there. And I'm like, no matter what, he's that stubborn. You know, there's a certain amount of stubborn we all have that we can't overcome. That's what gets us in the predicaments we're in.
It's in your brain.
It's the monkey raisin test.
Yeah, there has to be some truth to this, because look, you know how, like, people are addicted to, like, heroin or something, or addicted? It's a chemical reaction. It's not, you're addicted to that reaction.
An abusive relationship, they just keep going back and back. Like, and what keeps doing that?
Even though logic is telling you not to do it, you can't.
Let go of raisins. That's the moral of the story.
Let go of the raisin.
Raisins,
That should be the slogan.
Well, what he did was he caught the monkey, he tied it to a tree, and gave it salt for like half a day and let him loose and followed him to water.
Wow. That's what they do to find water.
The incredible part is not the whole thing. Is that he could actually keep up with the monkey when he let it go. I'm surprised.
The monkey took him right to water.
Took him to water.
That's a good idea.
It is a good idea, but I still wonder. I saw this a long time ago on TV, like in the 80s.
Yeah.
Did they do fake TV shows back then? Or is that something just new?
What's if everything's fake?
I'm like, you think this motherfucker would know this big-ass lush waterfall was here? He lived here his whole fucking life. half of his day involves finding water. He needs the monkey to get him over there. It's not like he ran 50 miles. I don't get that part of it, but.
What's even weirder is where did humans, we lost our ability to survive on our own, you know what I'm saying?
It's
right? Like we have no cognitive ability.
He had fucking sunshine raisins, but he didn't have water.
We got weak. We evolved to a weaker creature.
The thing is, you got to be watching the monkey, because sometimes their arm off to get away. They're that crazy, like a raccoon or something.
Yeah.
You trap a raccoon like that, he'll eat his arm right off. That's nuts. Imagine if your shit grew right back, like you lost an arm and grew back like in a couple of weeks. You're like, hey dude, I see your arm's almost back. Yeah, we can play baseball this weekend.
I'm sure there's cases where people were stuck, and if they chopped their own arm off, they would survive, and they just couldn't do it.
Yeah, I know one for sure. This guy got caught in this rock up in the mountain.
Yeah, they made a movie out of it, like something like 20 hours or something.
First of all, if you're going hiking up there by yourself, you really have to ask yourself what the fuck's wrong, because that shit's boring anyway, but to do it by yourself, that's like borderline. I thought you were going up there to commit suicide anyway. What the fuck? Right? People are
now
like,
you got your cell phone.
I'm like, you must have a desk job going to weekend. You didn't do shit all week, did you?
You're Googling how to chop your arm off.
Right.
How do I chop my arm off?
If you're going hiking in the mountains by yourself and you don't have a GPS beacon or something that is guaranteed, bring like a really good surgical kit, like scalpels, all that. You might have to take your arm off.
Bring some morphine with you.
A Swiss Army knife is usually the tool of they're using. Should I use the saw or the knife? They start with the knife thinking it'd be better. Then they realize they need the saw for the bone.
You got the Swiss Army knife and they're like, hey, what's that knife for? And you're like, oh, that's the one for cutting off your limb. It's like, that's the limb.
Out. There's a syringe of morphine is one of the things in the knife.
Right. Oh, God.
That's fucked up. It's the have to amputate kid.
Right.
It's like, there's two kinds of people. There's like the survivors. You see them out. They have these shows. They'll eat slugs and whatever. They'll teach you shit about outdoors, whether it's real or not. It could be just in their backyard somewhere they're doing this, but.
Yeah.
Then there's the people who are going there because it's like fun, but they would get caught up in this shit, you know? Well, yeah, we talked about this once, your rating, survival rating.
Well, my daughter had a class that was like a geo class in college, and her professor like went on one of them hikes by herself, and she fucking died during the class.
Wow.
They had like a week break, and my daughter gets back from the break, and they're like, oh, your teacher died. She was hiking.
Really? And that's what they did, huh? So if that tells you anything, always bring a friend, find a buddy.
Yeah, one stupid move. It can
life
happen to anybody, though. It's just about your wherewithal and how you don't panic. You know.
You're like they teach you in the course, always bring a buddy. So you find someone, you know, you meet them somewhere, they realize they're rock climbers or whatever, and turns out they're a serial killer, and your buddy killed you. And you would have had a better chance by yourself.
Wow.
Forget about the buddy thing. I'm going by myself.
Huh.
There is no such thing as a buddy.
Yeah.
Didn't you watch Full Metal Jacket?
Why, is that what happens?
I don't know. It's like, it seems like Even in the army, you can't trust the dude next to you.
You
Right?
pretty much can't trust people. I mean, you never know what they're gonna fucking do.
They should make everyone take basic training.
Like basic survival training. They just need more cell towers.
I mean, all the bullcrap everyone's doing is just like, I mean, it's just everything got boring. Was it TV and computers that made everything so fucking boring? It's like, there's no games anymore, like people playing games.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna play cornhole.
Well, the world of on-demand things made things like there's nothing to watch on TV because everybody's caught up with what's new. Like, you ever watch this show Queer Eye for the Straight Guy?
No, I flipped through.
Well, the new season just came out a week ago, right?
Yeah.
And so I binge watched the whole season, and it was over. I was done in a day. I was like, well, that's it. Instead of it coming out once a week like shows used to come out, where you'd have something to look forward to watching, you know. People just binge watch everything, and then they're out of shit to do. It's like, that's it. I watched every episode all at once.
I hate TV.
It took me 5 hours. I was done.
I gotta get something done today. What day is today? Saturday?
Yeah. God. Go protest or something. That's what you gotta do.
I swear to God, I'm going skiing all winter next year.
I'm gonna go protest against protesting.
We don't need to protest. I'm gonna tell everyone what
That's
to do.
my new thing.
Don't think about the past. This guy that got strangled, totally forgot about it. Totally.
Yeah, move
Here's
on.
what you gotta do. You can't do nothing about that. And there's people that say it's fake, people that say it's real. Doesn't matter. You know what matters? What's the subject here? Let's not skew off of that. What they all need to do is go home and take 2 days to groom themselves and put on their best clothes. Preferably a suit skirt or a suit. If a suit's what you have, bring it. I don't care if it's from the 70s.
Right.
And we march on down to the courthouse and we file paperwork suing the government. That's how you got to do it.
Yeah.
But marching down the street isn't doing a damn thing. You could all get along and sit down and sing, and they're laughing at you. Until you file a lawsuit against somebody, does any of this shit even mean anything? One person could do this whole thing while everyone waits out.
I'm sure people are getting sued over this, trust me.
But I'm telling you, these marches aren't doing shit unless every one of these people marches in and they each file their own separate suit.
Yeah.
That's going to ring a bell. So what's going to happen? They're going to plug up that computer with fucking paperwork. They're not even going to know what to do. That's when you're going to get change. Because it's going to be real hard to convince this case that, when all these people are saying something different. But instead, they go around making a big riot and shit, and that ain't doing a damn thing.
Right.
That's
I mean, half of these people are just involved just to be involved in something. It has nothing to do with the subject.
The whole subject is the fact that people's civil rights have been violated for a long time, and nobody from the bottom to the top has done anything about it, even though each and every one of those people are clearly involved. They all know. Because if the very high up is letting it happen, then they're involved too.
Yeah.
And the sad part is that we work hard. A third of our taxes goes to employ the government and law enforcement to keep us safe. And they're the very people who are our predators that we pay to do a job. And it's time they do their job or let us do it. I bet we could come up with a group of people that could take care of all these fucking bills and shit that our government has right now.
If there was no crime, look, if they couldn't come up with ways to make things crimes, there would be no reason to have as many. And then they lose their jobs. It's like...
Well, there's whole sections of Chicago that are crime-ridden cesspools where these people have no remorse for mankind whatsoever. That they don't even focus on any of that. If they shifted these seatbelt giving out cop tickets over there and started putting some sort of a system together, I mean, there's nothing there for those people. They have no jobs. They have no stores. They have nothing. They're almost like these people were fighting overseas who have destroyed their entire fucking town, and they're fighting over a fucking religious war over, what's religious territory, and all they have is guns and nothing. Same thing as
it's a pile of rocks now. That's all it is a pile of rubble.
That's exactly what Chicago's like on the bad part, and they haven't even done shit about it over there. That's crazy. They really don't care. That's what you have to think. And is it their job to care? Not really. But it's not their job to strong arm us and steal our money. That's another thing.
Yeah.
It's gone on way too long. And what they've done is they've banked off the fact that people have been ignorant for so long. And they finally have a group of younger people who are more educated that actually know what's going on. Before, everyone was on cloud nine. They didn't even give a shit.
It's because they're sheltered.
Well, what happened is...
Even the blacks that are like athletes and are multimillionaires and stuff, they're in another whole world now. They don't live in that ghetto. They live in multi-million-dollar mansions. Their kids go to private school.
Right.
They don't even help their own people. I mean, some of them do, granted, but I'm just saying that they're insulated from it. Their kids are insulated from it for sure.
There's so many poor people. What do you do about it?
Yeah.
I mean, they just neglected it for so long that there's not even a system to take care of it anymore.
Right. It's all about income. It's income inequality that causes all this.
Exactly. Even if you come up to a certain level of income, say,
yeah,
it is a good job, you're still only going to be, surviving. You're not going to have any real quality of life at all. You're going to work your ass off, and you're just going to stay afloat.
Yep.
That would be at best.
That wouldn't matter what color you are.
Right now, inflation has gone so far past the pay that what it costs to subsidize people like that is way more than any of them could make. So the way they're living now is way beyond max of where they should be. I mean, money-wise, what they could earn. So if they had to get a job and try to survive, they would go way down the ladder into quality of life. So it's kind of fucked. It's hard to convince someone to go to work to live way worse than being the poor guy.
Right. Oh, I'm living it.
Right. Now they're depending on us essential workers to be the backbone of what survives, how this country survives. And I don't know if any of these dummies that back any politicians are paying attention to, but we're about to go broke real quick in a couple months. They're more worried about what next fucking dickhead they can vote into that seat than what's really going on around you.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as someone's voted in, they're going to pull that fucking rug out from everybody because they don't give a shit. They got 4 years to fucking come up with their next scheme. But you watch, after this election, shit's going to go south real fucking quick.
Huh.
And they would have already done it if it wasn't for the election. Right? That wasn't tear gas. That was downer gas.
They don't even, what is it? What's the group that decides whether things are acceptable in war? It's like the Geneva Convention or whatever.
Yeah, right.
They banned tear gas in war a long time ago because it can cause pregnant women to abort their kids. It's like the same kind of chemical that like the Plan B is. It's like in tear gas or something. So it can cause
that
you
wasn't
to,
even tear.
So
fucking it was down.
We shouldn't even be using tear gas here. It's not even acceptable in the Geneva Convention.
Well, if you take a look, just directly at what's going on, and you say, we're out here and we're protesting police brutality, and it's met with the biggest defiance possible. These cops aren't agreeing. They're beating the fuck out of us. A couple of them go, I'll walk with you, while the rest of these cops beat the shit out of the rest of you. Asshole.
Yeah.
And they say there's good cops. Okay, if a police officer stops you and gives you a ticket for your seatbelt, he's breaking the law. There are no good cops. They're breaking the law. Every one of them does, so that means they're bad cops. And I don't care what level they do it at, it's the law. The same thing you're supposed to adhere to. They get to break. So tell me what cop hasn't done that, and then I'll say I commend you, but I won't believe it.
Well, they got, like I said, they got quotas. They got to bust so many people for so many things, otherwise they don't need as many cops.
Well, first of all, the field sobriety test is designed for you to fail. And it's the cop's discretion whether or not you fail that. So basically, if he asks you to do that, you are getting arrested for a DUI.
Yeah.
Now, chances are, by statistically, you deserve it at that point. But there are a few cases where people may not be drunk, and he may turn it. For instance, you can't multitask. No matter what, your brain will only let you do one thing at a time. Whether you think you can do it or not, you're just real fast at going back and forth.
Yeah.
So when he tells you to walk a straight line and count to 9, then turn around, come back, count to 9 real slow with each step, heel to toe, he's asking you to do 2 things at once, which is almost impossible. Plus, you're nervous as fuck. Your whole life is on the line here, literally the line, no pun intended.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you notice, he never does all the steps. He never puts one foot out, leans his head back, puts his arms out, and tries to balance on one foot for fucking 10 seconds and count fucking to whatever, you know? You can't do that. You can't even do it straight. I can't do it straight. It's designed for you to fail. So that dishonesty alone is scary.
Yeah, you just, when he asks you to do it, you just say, hey, you do it first, and then I'll do it.
I can't do it. I've tried to do it straight, and I can't do it.
Yeah.
So multitasking is scientifically impossible, and that's what they're asking you to do.
Yeah.
So some people may be able to pass that test. Say they could count it out, do the steps perfect, right?
Right.
But he could still say, yep, you moved a little bit to the right. Put your hands behind your back. See, there's no...
They have to be able to have a control, like a setup
like
where you did it sober.
Hero, like Guitar Hero, where you're either on or you're not. Buzzes or clicks. Something that's...
Guitar Hero, that's what they do. They pull out like a Guitar Hero guitar. And they're like, that's how the new sobriety test.
They ask you to do the field sobriety test. Anyway, he said, you're getting arrested. You're getting a DUI when that happens.
It's too late. He already thinks you're drunk.
Now you can't. If you deny the breathalyzer, they'll just draw your blood. They'll hold you down and try to fight it.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Oh, God.
But if you get pulled over, here's my advice. Put a mask on real quick and pull the sign up that says, I have coronavirus, and leave your window rolled up.
Yeah.
The cop goes,
I'm sure there's plenty
right?
plenty of people aren't getting pulled over because of the virus, I'm sure.
I have coronavirus, and have a big old fucking snot rocket hanging down.
Just say, hey, can I use your pen when he says sign this?
Well, one police officer supposedly I read said, I'm not going to come to all these things, only big emergencies. And I'm thinking, well, that sounds like a good idea.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, right? You're not going to pull people over for speeding, stupid shit like that. You're not going to come out. Hey, you know what? 9 times out of 10, you call them for shit, they don't do jack shit anyway. Unless they end up arresting people from like, they see a dude across the street, like, hey, there goes, what's his name? They end up picking his ass up, not helping you a bit.
Or they find something wrong with you. That's what they do.
I'm here, I'm getting a case.
It's like you call them and they're like, hey, your plates are expired.
Yeah, right.
They fucking nail you.
Drive this car, give me your driver's license. Oh, you have no insurance, blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, you're leaving ACOS.
Yeah. Wow. All right, I'll let you go, man.
Well, what you should do is avoid the police at all costs.
Yep.
That's what to do. And if that means avoiding them, then avoid them. And when they get there, shut the fuck up.
Yep.
Don't say no.
Everybody who talks gets busted.
Shut the fuck up when they come there. Or if you know they're coming, get the fuck out of there. And then shut the fuck up.
All right, man.
All right, bye.